Have you ever wondered what it takes for someone to rise to the highest religious position in the world? A position so powerful, it holds the fate of billions in its hands. But what if the rise of the new Pope, Leon XIV, is far more than a simple story of faith? What if the man who now holds the title of Pope was secretly chosen for a reason that's darker than we could ever imagine? Robert Prevost, born in the heart of Chicago, an American with a mysterious connection to Latin America, has taken the world by storm. His rise was swift, his acceptance overwhelming. But who is he really? What lies beneath the surface of his humble beginnings? The world has just begun to learn about him. But could there be secrets about his past that have been carefully hidden in plain sight? Now, as the Vatican prepares for a new chapter under the reign of Leon XIV, it's time to ask, what is the true purpose behind his appointment? What forces guided him to the throne of St. Peter? Let's delve into the mysteries, the conspiracy, and the potentially apocalyptic role this man may play in the future of the Church and the world. Robert Prevost wasn't the typical candidate for Pope. Born in 1955 in Chicago, he rose from humble beginnings, trained in theology, and became a missionary. But it wasn't just his education that got him where he is now. There is something far more mysterious about his path. At the age of 33, Prevost left the United States and moved to Peru, a country with a complex and sometimes turbulent relationship with the Vatican. Here, among the impoverished communities, Prevost made a name for himself. Some say his actions in Peru were nothing short of miraculous, while others claim he was involved in something much darker, something that has yet to be fully revealed. Could his time in Peru have been a crucial step in orchestrating his rise to power? His deep connections with Latin America, particularly his work with marginalized groups, positioned him as a leader the Vatican couldn't ignore. But was this support genuine, or was there an agenda behind it all? A man who spent decades in Peru, working with those at the margins of society, now holds the fate of the Church in his hands. What is his true agenda? While most know Robert Prevost as a humble missionary, the truth is far murkier. His ties to Peru have raised eyebrows, especially when considering his deep involvement with the local church and the Vatican's long-standing interests in South America. For years, Prevost worked closely with the most powerful religious and political figures in Peru. He was seen as a champion of the poor, yet, like so many others, he was linked to a web of intrigue that connects the Vatican to political maneuvering in the region. But why did Prevost, of all people, stand out? Some have claimed that his influence in Peru wasn't just about helping the poor. There are whispers that Prevost was part of a larger secretive agenda to solidify the Vatican's control over the region. Was his presence in Peru a mere coincidence, or was it the start of a long-term plan to infiltrate the Church from within? Could Prevost have been groomed to ascend to the papacy for a reason far more sinister than the world could comprehend? Now that Robert Prevost is officially Leon XIV, many are wondering, what does his papacy mean for the future of the Church and the world? The Vatican is no stranger to scandal, and Prevost's rise comes at a time when the Church is desperately trying to recover from a series of corruption and abuse scandals. Could his election be a calculated move to continue the reforms of his predecessor, Pope Francis? Or is there a much darker reason behind his appointment? In his first speech as Pope, Leon XIV spoke of unity and hope. But his words were chilling. "Together with God's hand, we will move forward," he declared. But does this rhetoric hide a darker truth? Could he be a puppet of forces much more powerful than any single pope? As the first American pope with deep Latin American roots, what role is he truly playing in the Vatican's quest for global influence? There's also the issue of his relationship with the powerful factions inside and outside the Church. What if his papacy was orchestrated by these very factions? Who benefits from his rise, and what is their ultimate goal? Could the Vatican be planning a shift in its approach to global politics, possibly altering the balance of power in ways we can't yet imagine? But there is more to this story than just politics. There are rumors, prophecies even, that suggest Leon XIV's papacy could be a pivotal moment in the history of the Church. Some believe that his rise fulfills an ancient prophecy about the papacy. It is said that the Vatican has long kept secret records of these prophecies, records that might point to a new, dark era for both the Church and the world. Many point to his choice of the name Leon XIV as a sign of something deeper. The name Leon, lion, has often been associated with power, conquest, and divine will. But is it simply a reference to strength, or could it be a symbol of something more ominous? Some even claim that the name has connections to ancient, hidden orders that have controlled the Vatican for centuries. Is Leon XIV's rise part of a plan that has been in the making for hundreds of years? As symbols, names, and hidden messages line the walls of the Vatican, it's hard not to question whether there is more to this than meets the eye. Could the papacy be the final piece of a larger puzzle, one that will shape the future of humanity in ways we cannot yet comprehend? As we look to the future under Pope Leon XIV, we must ask ourselves, what lies ahead? The world is already on the brink of change, and the Church is far from immune to the forces that shape it. Will Leon XIV steer the Church into an era of spiritual renewal and unity, or will he be the figurehead of a much darker and more powerful agenda? As the Vatican grapples with scandals, abuse, and its waning influence, could Leon XIV's reign be the beginning of a new world order, one in which the Church's true purpose is no longer what we've been told? And what happens when the hidden powers behind the Vatican take control of the narrative, steering the world toward an inevitable conclusion? As we watch the events unfold, remember this: the future of the Church, and perhaps of the world itself, could be in the hands of a man who has been groomed for this moment for decades. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new era, or the final chapter in a dark, hidden conspiracy? In the end, the election of Leon XIV is more than just a religious event. It's a mystery that holds the potential to change the course of history. Whether you see it as divine intervention or a carefully orchestrated plan, one thing is certain: the world is entering a new phase, and the Vatican is at the center of it all. But this is only the beginning. As we uncover the hidden truths behind the rise of Leon XIV, it becomes clear that the secrets of the Vatican run far deeper than we've been led to believe. This is a warning. Pay attention to the signs, because what happens next could be far darker than any of us could have imagined. If you want to stay informed, if you want to uncover the truths they don't want you to know, then subscribe, like, and follow the Doom Theory channel. The story has only just begun, and it may be the most dangerous one yet.